The walk. It's one of the first ways to make an impression on someone. You want to make it good, right?
Welcome back to Kirill Smashes Acting. I'm Kirill, actor, educator, cat enthusiast. And today we're going to wrap up our series on the character body by starting to put it into action. Now, we've gone through step 1, which is researching and understanding why a character body is important. We've gone through step 2, which is centers of energy. And if you've missed either of those videos, check out the link in the description below. And today we're going to do step number 3, taking it from our imagination and really putting it in our body. If you enjoyed this series on character body, I highly recommend checking out To the Actor by Michael Chekhov. Now, a lot of the physical work that I took comes from the Chekhov method because it's something I've really enjoyed using in my time. I can tell you from experience that the Chekhov technique has made a huge difference for me as an actor and has really changed the way I both approach my characters and the way I'm able to be open and available while I'm performing. So that being said, let's move on to step number 3. Golden rule number 1. In our style of work, you always want to go from the biggest choice and then narrow it down to a more natural choice depending on the story. So what I mean by that is you almost want to go into cartoon levels and then whittle it back to the kind of performance and the kind of character body you want. I don't know why, but it's always easier to take a character and an actor back a little bit than it is to try to dial them up in intensity. Don't know, it's just the way it works. So for this final step, we're going to take the character body that we created through our imagination, through our research, and through the centers of energy, and put the character body in front of us, into kind of imaginary space. I like to do this standing up. Obviously, I'm not going to stand up for the video for obvious reasons. I like to do this work standing up. I'm not a fan of doing any work for acting sitting down other than reading the play. So you're standing up, and you take this character body that you envision, and you put it in front of yourself. Try to find what's different from this body compared to your body. The important thing about character body work is you don't need to take the whole body into your performance. Oftentimes, you just find the one thing. You take the center of energy and combine it with one thing that's really different from you, and you get the kind of character body you want for your actual performance. So I have a character body in front of me, and I'm going to picture that I figured out their center of energy is in their head, and the biggest difference between me and them is our posture. I like to stand pretty straight up. I've done a lot of Alexander techniques, so I'm kind of neutral in my posture, or as best to neutral as I can be. So for me, a character with a very different type of posture would make me feel very different things. Now we're going to come back to that word feel a lot. Feel, in the way we're going to be using it, means both the way you emotionally live through an experience as an actor and your actor's intuition. Of course, intuition comes from being prepared. So the more that you do your research, the more time you spend imagining this character, the better and sharper your instincts are going to be. I literally tried to picture this character standing in front of me. For me, I can't see the whole character in my head, but I can see little by little. So I scan up and down this body, I isolate the posture, and I try to step into it. So I literally walk into the spot and step into that posture. As I said before, it always starts out more cartoonish. I walk about the room in this posture and start to see how that makes me feel combined with the center of energy. What does this character body exploration do to my emotional life, and how does that compare to the character in the story? Now I start slowly straightening out my body, but keep just a little bit of the posture till my instincts tell me that this is where I want my character body to live. Then I take a step back and relax. One of the most important things for an actor is to be able to relax and self-reflect. So now I shake off the character body and I start comparing how do I feel different when I'm in my actor body versus my character body. Now, if these feelings serve the story, then I'm onto something. Step number 2 is trying that again. Putting the character body in front of you, really scanning up and down and trying to find one more thing that's different from you. Maybe it's the pace of their walk, or it's the way that they shuffle their feet. Try to find one more thing that's different. and do the same thing again. Step into the character body. Try to put your body, whether it's your feet, your back, your hands, into the character body and walk about the room in an exaggerated manner, and then bringing it up to neutral. If you do this enough times, not everything is going to resonate. I've said over and over that not every choice has to be perfect. You might make a first choice, maybe their posture, but it might not feel right for the character. Maybe you made the choice that their posture's bad, but the character's a happy-go-lucky person. So you putting that posture on might not make you feel that way, so you need to find something else to connect with in that character body. I like to find one thing that I could really hold on to. Posture, center of energy, rhythm, speed, the way they move through the world, and try to use that as my anchor point to this character. The important thing to remember is that if you take time to figure out what connects with you from the character body to yourself as the actor, you'll have a much easier time snapping into any of the given circumstances of the play. If you explore the character body with the words and the psychology of the character, you begin to understand instinctually how this character will act, what they will do in different situations. That way, when you're performing, it's not so much that you've planned everything out, but it's that the plan gives you the ability to play. Every time you're performing, it should feel like an improv. Yes, you know where the story is going, but that doesn't mean that your internal and external life will take the exact same path every night. So if you have an understanding of how this character feels emotionally, what they think of psychologically, and how they move through the world physically, you're going to understand the character, and you're not going to have to actively think every choice they make. You'll be able to listen to the other person or listen to the given circumstances of the play and then respond back in a natural, free, and almost improvisational manner. So do this step a few times for the beginning of the play and for the climax, just like we talked about with centers of energy, to see how their physical body changes. I find that usually that one point that resonated with you as an actor, whether it be posture, movement, rhythm, speech, so on, will also change quite a lot in the climax of your character. A lot of times, the things that the character's overcoming changes their physical, emotional, and psychological life. And for you as the actor, even if it's a small, subtle change, maybe the posture comes up a little higher, whatever that is, that change will tell a huge story to the audience, even if they don't know it. So I hope that's been helpful. Oh no, sneezy cat. Even if you get just a little bit of practice and progress with these techniques, you'll find yourself being able to drop in and out of character much quicker, simply because you have not just intellectual ideas of what this character is, but also physical ideas of how this character feels. If you enjoyed that video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, let us know some of your techniques that you use to drop into character. And as always, feel free to share and come back to see more. This is Cheshire. He was also a stray found with his brother Hatter, who has now been adopted, yay, but Cheshire's still looking for his forever home. He's the sweetest cat, and I'm sure he'll find one soon. Say goodnight, Cheshire. Good night, Cheshire.